Hello everyone and welcome back to our Artificial Intelligence lecture series. I am Nadia Patel. Let's get started with our today's lecture. We are going through unit 2nd, which is Introduction to Intelligent Systems, and we are primarily and basically speaking and learning about intelligence and major of its components which actually got transformed into artificial intelligence and embedded into machines. So points we are going to cover in today's lecture are going to be the next component of intelligence, which is perception. We have already seen 2-3 components of intelligence, and now in today's lecture we will speak about perception. Its short introduction. Before directly studying the concept and technical terms and the working of perception, we will see a small simulation or simple model of our brain so that we can understand how exactly human perception works. And once we understand what human perception is all about, we will then map or study the perception in terms of technicalities and in terms of artificial intelligence algorithms. Further, we will see definition of perception, and finally application areas and 1 or 2 examples of perception. So we have already seen what reasoning is, what learning is, what problem solving in artificial intelligence or component of intelligence is, and now finally we will study what perception is. So before starting, I would like to tell you that perception is that very component which has actually taken machines very close to humans and human intelligence. So this is a, you can say, basic part of our intelligence, which is by far, we can say, the daily course, or you can say the something which is a part and parcel of our daily routine. So you don't need to have an expertise over some part of brain. If somebody is expert, his perception is good. It is something which is a part of our daily life. So these are the basic functioning, and this is the primary, you can say, component of intelligence which got transformed in artificial intelligence very early. So the first thing which they started building on was perception, and then it was very successful, but it had some very limited kind of functionality, but it was a huge achievement in the field of artificial intelligence back into the previous years. And further, then with the course of advancement, they came up with new technologies and new parts which could build this very component of intelligence and take machines closer to humans. So speaking into basic terms, or you can say biological terms, what is perception? So as you can see, 5 senses in front of you on the screen. So there is sight, there is hearing, there is smell, taste, and finally touch. So these are the 5 senses which we all have. We are blessed that we all have got all of these senses. There are some people who are deprived of these basic senses too, but still they manage to live a normal life just like us by making the other senses strong. Say for example, there is a person who is not having right amount of vision or is having a problem in his eyesight. At such situations, that very person is trained to make the rest of the senses stronger. So a person who is not having vision will definitely have a beautiful capacity of hearing, a way better capacity of touch, and will definitely have taste and smell far more better than us, which are normal people. So whenever you see some people who are not having the basic or one of the sense, they will definitely have the rest of the senses which will be far more better or bestest than you. So these are the 5 components which help build perception. So if you have sight We see, we capture the objects, we capture them in the form of patterns, we recall the pattern. So it is not just like you're just watching and just forgetting, not like that. With the time, we apply these patterns to recognize the similar objects. So this is vision. Hearing is another capability. When it comes to hearing, you can see it to only listening, but not only listening, you can have or you can actually recognize voices. So say for example, your friend calls you up with some another number and fakes to be somebody different, but you can still recognize his or her voice, that this is my best friend calling from some another number and trying to make a fool out of me. So this is the hearing capability. You can actually feel, you can touch things and actually recognize that. Say for example, fabric. If you close your eyes and just feel a fabric and try to analyze whether what type of fabric it is. So this is one example. With the same thing, taste. If you get blindfolded and you taste something, you can definitely recall that this is something which my mom has prepared for me. So the taste. So these are the senses which work together or separately and form perception. So speaking in more biological terms, and if we apply the same in the term of brain, I'll give you certain examples. Say for example, I can remember a song's tune more better than the lyrics. Maybe I forget the lyrics, I just maybe recognize or memorize only one or two lines of a song, but I definitely know the composed tune till the end. I know the music behind it. Similarly, I can recognize faces more better than the names. I maybe I'm not good at remembering somebody's name, but I can definitely recognize his face. If the same person meets me after 10 or 15 years, I'll recognize that person but will not recognize his name probably. Similarly, one more example which I gave you, if I close my eyes and try to feel a fabric, I can actually make out whether the fabric is silk or it is cotton. I don't have to see it, I don't have to watch it actually, but I can feel it with my hands. So taking into conclusions, then if I am not able to recognize somebody's name, that means maybe I am less intelligent. If I am not able to recognize or remember lyrics of a song, does that mean that I am a bad learner then? At the same time, maybe sometimes I can taste some food but not exactly tell you the recipe or not exactly tell you what is inside it. Like there are some people who can taste something into a restaurant and quickly will head in their kitchen and prepare the same dish as it is. So these people are very good at taste, so they know what components makes, or you can say tastes, once it is cooked or once it is uncooked. So maybe I'm not good at it, but I can recognize what the taste it is having. I can find the major ingredients which it is having, but not particularly, I cannot write down a recipe for you for a particular dish. So is the thing that maybe I am not a good learner. Similarly, while studies, I recall and remember diagrams as it is. So I don't have to stress, or I don't need that extra attention or extra practice to perform or study and memorize diagrams. I can see it for once, I can practice it for a couple of times, and that's it. I can remember it for life. So I'm good at diagrams maybe, but if you ask me to write down a piece, a theory from my textbook or from my reference book, some definitions with the same words, same sentences, same framing of the paragraphs, I may fail. I am not that kind of a person which is good at memorizing things into paragraphs and write it down again after some days or years. But rather, I can understand and write them in my own words, so I can do that. But one thing which I have noted about me is I can recall diagrams very quickly and remember. If you have given me some patterns and diagram and labels, I'll remember it as it is. So is this thing concluding that I am not a good learner. Actually, the thing is, our brain is divided basically, but it has got many dividations, but basically we can divide it into two parts. The first part is the right side, which is good at perception, and the second part is the left side, which is majorly known as rational part. So this perception part is actually based on the things I told you, like I can recall diagram beautifully, I can recall a song's tune but not the lyrics. So the rational part is something where your logical things reside. As I told you that I can recall a diagram, but when it comes to recalling a formula, a mathematical formula or integration and derivation formulas, I fail. When it comes to recalling chemistry reactions and equations, I fail. So this is that part of brain where logical things come up, and these logical things reside in the left side of your brain. So whatever textual material, like I told you the definitions which we study in our reference books, the paragraphs which we study and we write down in our exams, all this textual framing or textual things reside in the left side of the brain, and on the right side resides the, you can say, the diagrams, the artistic nature or artistic view. The people good at singing, dancing, painting actually are assumed to have their right side of brain to be a little bit active than the left side. So this is what happens, and this is the reason why we sometimes recall the tune of the song but not the lyrics, because these two things are stored in the different parts of the brain. Maybe the tune gets stored in the right and the lyrics gets stored in the left, and this tuning is very important. When your left and right side of the brain functions very perfectly in synchronization, you can sing with the tune, and at the same time, even I think you can dance, you can sing in tune with all the notes perfect, the rhythm to be the perfect one, and also recall the dance steps which are in the song. So this is a very good part of the brain where both the sides of your brain are functioning beautifully. So how does this actually happens? So when you taste, sight or touch or smell and hear, these senses provides or creates first some patterns in the brain which are stored in the right side, which is the perception side of the brain, to generate the perceptions. Similarly, when it comes to logical interpretations, like I told you, if you ask me to recall a formula from maths, I won't. But if you ask me to recall a diagram in maths which is little complex, but still I'll remember it. So such logical interpretations are actually stored in the form of a structure and rational understanding in the left side of the brain. So people who have both right and left in sync will be, the so-called, I just actually don't like calling them intelligent, but okay, fine, these are the intelligent ones. And people like us and me especially, who might have one side which is better than the other, will have some parts or some components which we are good at. So that's it about human brain functioning. So this is what scientists and developers wanted to study and create in the form of component in machines. So this is how it works, the left side and the right side, which contains the creative side, and this is the logical side. So what actually now perception in artificial intelligence is all about. So speaking in terms of definition, machine perception or perception is the ability to use input from sensors. Now what are sensors? If you ask me, in humans, what are the sensors? The organs which sense are sensors. But if you are supposed to transform it in the form of a machine, Then you'll have to make use of some components or devices such as camera, visible spectrum or infrared, microphone, wireless signals, active sonar or radar, some tactile sensors which help in mobility. And these sensors actually sense, they provide input to a process or a program or an algorithm, and it actually deduces, that means it reduces some aspects of the real world by drawing patterns. This is very important. By drawing patterns, it actually, you can say, saves its database for future. So one application which directly applies to perception is drawing patterns, or you can say pattern recognition. It is a very important component of artificial intelligence when it comes to brain simulation. In perception, the elements actually scan any given environment by using different sense organs. These organs could be real or artificial, and the scene. So whenever a robot or a machine is supposed to sense, say for example you're looking at this slide in front of you. So if you want to sense it, what you're supposed to do is draw patterns out of it and remember this whole screen which is in front of you in the form of a scene. Remember, when we see some movies, say for example you have your favorite movie on your television. This is the second time you're watching it, but you will definitely know what scene is going to come next. So when objects move with sound and they have a voice, they have some music, they have some effects involved, we recall them very perfectly, or you can say very easily. So machines actually senses objects and remembers them as a scene, which is again decomposed into separate objects and into various spatial relationships. So one example here is perception. Another example, one we saw that we have our sensory organs which perceive and gives impulses to the brain. The second example is this. The person is standing, which is standing in the left side, can actually see number 6 on the ground, but the person who is standing in the right side is actually having or you can say that he is seeing the number 9. This is a very popular thing which went viral on social media actually. So this is what perception means. So where you're standing, what you're watching is not always the reality. If we ask both of them to interchange their positions, they will actually understand the other person was right and I was wrong. So many times when we perceive, we actually assume and we actually start believing on something. So many times even in real life, we should try to change our perception, that is way of thinking towards life. So every time what you're assuming, say for example there is a person in your classroom who is not friend with you, but still he is a part and you people are learning together from the last 3 years and is having a certain type of nature. You actually try to perceive that maybe this is the thing and this is the problem and this is the way this person is, but not really, that could not be reality. So change your way of thinking. Maybe the person is good, maybe the person can become your best friend in future. So this is what perception is. So many a times perception also depends on the positions, on the situations and on the objects. Now this is one object which has got two perceptions. So if you see from this side, it is going to be different. If you see from this side, it is definitely going to be different. So further, the respective processes, like the process which actually are saved, the process which contains the patterns, they are maintained internally. So these processes allow perceiver to analyze different scenes in the suggested object and understand their relationship and feature. Like I told you, if we ask the people to interchange their positions, the perceiver will analyze other scene as well. This analysis is complicated as objects can be similar and can look different in different environment, like the number 6 and 9. This perception depends on the view of the suggested angle and the perceiver. Like the position left, you can see the number 6, and position right, you can see number 9. So what are application areas of artificial intelligence? Now summarizing it, or you can say by coming to conclusion, what perception is. Perception is just using your sensory organs if you are a human and identifying the patterns from the environment. If you are a robot, identify patterns by making use of your sensory organs or devices in case of robot, and recognize those patterns, store them in your database and recall it timely, compare it every time you learn a new pattern. So pattern recognition is the field which directly applies to deep learning. So deep learning is where the devices actually mimic. If you have forgotten what deep learning and machine learning were, go back to our previous lecture and recall it, because that is going to help, and that is the reason why I haven't added that part in this component, because you are supposed to write it down what deep learning is and what machine learning is. And I forgot to keep a question mark here. You are supposed to find the answer. Perception will directly apply to deep learning, or perception will directly apply to machine learning. So one is deep learning, where you actually sit down, recognize pattern, store it in your database. Next time when you see an object, say for example, first I just showed you a ball, and in the second case I actually showed you the globe, the earth. Both the objects are having same shape when it comes to 3 dimension, but ball is different and globe is different. What makes it different is our perception. So this is what developers are expecting from robots. So some of the application area could be speech recognition, where you are supposed to recognize the speech and then translate it or do the further operation. Facial recognition, as I told you, you're supposed to recognize an object, store its pattern in database, and next time when the same person comes up, you're supposed to match your database and make a match. If it doesn't matches your database, that means the person is new, which we already discussed about some lectures back, where a person's passport had got rejected because face recognition software was not working properly. Imagine you have face recognition password in your mobile and it doesn't work. So that could be a very difficult situation for you to open your phone. So this is where perception comes. Object recognition, computer vision. So these are the application areas. So looking about the example, as I told you that this was the very first component into design, and it got designed very beautifully back some years back, many years back actually. So Freddy was one robot which got the perception. So this robot was actually not the typical robot like Sophia, but this one was a factory robot with arms and locomotive skills and tactile things given. It was supposed to recognize objects. Like if I keep 10 objects in front of it and I have programmed it to pick up only toys from those objects, it will actually sense through its sensors, recognize the object and pick it up. So this is what it used to do. So this was the early, you can say, advancement or the invention in perception. So current systems, if you ask me, which are good at perception, is the first one is which are good at optical sensors to identify individuals, like face recognition apps. The second very popular example is autonomous vehicles. The self-driving car have got or marked perception to the perfect stage, so that they are driving into traffic oriented roads as well in a moderate speed. But the next could be, yeah, this one again is a popular one, where robots are actually trained to collect soda cans in foreign countries as well. I wish we have such robots to clean our beaches where plastic and other sewage things are actually blocking and making our aquatic animals die. So if we have got such robots which could clean the beaches by collecting, by sensing first and then collecting plastic, this could be like beautiful thing happening to us. So this is all about today's lecture, perception. I hope it was easy and interesting. Do not forget to go back and see whether deep learning would be the field or machine learning would be the field. Thank you.